People come from all over to see Todd's work. Just the general neighbors, they'll stop and you'll see them like take that dance back, step back and look. And a lot of times I'll be standing there because I just like to stand there, and they'll ask me, "Do you know anything about this?" So I become the tour guide and explain the process. And it makes other people stop. And pretty soon you've got like this little community of art lovers.
I love the gates, and I love that everyone stops to appreciate the gates. It's quite the attraction.
Yeah, it totally brings people together. We always stop by. There's always someone here, either sitting on the steps or chatting. And yeah, we'll even hang out here for 10 minutes or something because he's got the bubbles and we have a chat and people come by. Definitely probably met most of the people I know on the block through this little area.
The whole, he sort of knows pretty much everybody in the neighborhood at this time because he talks to everybody pretty regularly. And what it does do is it bridges, it's an access point for people to feel that there is a community. I find, just to sort of sum it all up, I see lots of spontaneous smiles.
Yeah, the tablecloths are the cheapest tablecloths you can possibly find at the dollar store. And it's great too because the quality of the tablecloths is so low that every time they get a new shipment in, the colors are slightly different. So I can go back, over a course of 2 or 3 months to get 5 different colors of blue. And so I always tell people that I do fine art with crafts as my medium. So, I'll do sculpture, but it's with popsicle sticks. I'll do an impressionistic painting, but it's with tablecloths. I didn't know anyone before I started doing the gates. I knew a couple people on either side. It's great, and now I've got dog treats because so many people with dogs come by. Meeting all the neighbors, that's why I got into the NERT program, because now that I know all my neighbors, after an earthquake, it would be nice to be able to help them. Someone in the neighborhood had thrown a note card over the gate that said, "We really appreciate you doing this. It makes the neighborhood look so great. Keep up the good work. Thank you, thank you, thank you." I've always done decorations for Christmas and Halloween, and I always try and transform the place to look different, not just the house with decorations. And my mom was like, "Oh, I would love to have a wall calendar with your decorations on it." The neighbors started saying, "Oh, I'd love to have a wall calendar of your gate." But then they'd come back and say, "So can I give you a check? Do you know how much they're going to be?" And I suddenly hit me like, oh, these people are serious. For December, when I did the Frosty, I had to get that thing up quick because in order to get the last month to the printer and then have it printed in time for gift giving and, my mom for Christmas, I had to do it in like 3 days, and it took me 44 hours to do it in 3 days. So I was working like long into the night doing that one. And that's why this year I decided to kind of do San Francisco postcards, and do like historic things or things that are having anniversaries. And the one that I'm doing now is because the Pan Pacific Exposition is 100 years old this year. And so the Palace of Fine Arts is 100 years. It's fun. It's a fun thing. I want to keep it fun. I want art to be everywhere in San Francisco. And finding art on a gate, I think, is really kind of unusual. So, which is nice. I mean, that's not something you really expect in San Francisco.